Welcome back to episode 46 of our Ocarina of Time walkthrough, the Biggoron Sword trading sequence. As a child, in the past, one floor down to Goron City, we'll find Biggoron hidden away behind a series of walls here. I'm not really sure how he got into this place, since he seems much too large to have made it through the doorway. But anyway, he's working on something really cool, but it's gonna take a while. If we can wait 5 or 6 years, it should be ready, okay? Fast forward 7 years, now as an adult, we find Biggoron in the same location as we did in the past. But now the long-awaited knife is finally complete. For a mere 200 rubies, Link can buy this incredible new sword that not only is much longer than the Master Sword, but will do double the damage. The only downside here is that it's so big we need both hands to wield it, and we can't use your shield at the same time. But the bigger problem is that we come to find out that it has a bit of a durability problem. After using it for just a short while, it will break, leaving us with just a broken knife, which is useless. As a child, on the wall leading up to the pinnacle of Death Mound, we find a gossip stone telling us. They say that Biggoron's sword is super sharp and will never break. So how do we get one? The Cucco lady, aka Angie from Majora's Mask, lives in Kakariko Village and is allergic to her cuckoos. If you visit her in the past, her cuckoos keep running off, and she asks Link for help in finding and returning them to her. I would imagine being allergic to your livelihood could become quite difficult. So, her solution to this little problem was to breed a special new type of miniature cuckoo that does not give her an allergic reaction. We learn that waking a heavy sleeper will make a pocket cuckoo very happy. She'll offer to give Link one, saying that it's very good at getting late risers out of bed. It's not very happy right now, but perhaps we could change that. So, agreeing to take the egg, we just have to wait a day for it to hatch. Now, with our new pocket cuckoo in hand, who else to find but our champion sleeper Talon, the man who can fall asleep while delivering milk to the castle. After Ganondorf appoints Ingo to take charge of the ranch, he ousts Talon, who runs off and is now found sleeping in this house in Kakariko Village. It's the house straight in front of you after walking into the village. After entering, Link talked to Mama Yan, also known as Richard's owner. She's been letting Talon stay over and sleep at her place after he was kicked out of the ranch. So with finding Talon here, sleeping away, let's make this cuckoo happy. So now our cuckoo is happy and Talon is heading back to the ranch. Sounds like a win-win to me. So now let's take our happy cuckoo and go visit Aju once again. After finding out what a great cuckoo keeper we are, Link is offered her brother's Bluebird Special, Kojiro, who has stopped crowing since her brother has left. The unemployed master craftsman's son has gone looking for an odd mushroom for the old hag in the potion shop. He can be found in the Lost Woods as an adult, where one of the Skull Kids was playing by that large tree stump. If you haven't already done so, you should go get Epona before going to the Lost Woods. See episode 30 on how to do that. So we traded in Kojiro for the odd mushroom. So now we have a limited amount of time, 3 minutes, to get that mushroom to the hag in the old potion shop. So this is why I recommended having Epona before doing this, as it will make the quest easier, although it is possible to do without her as well. If you happen to run into Cucco Village at night, play Sunsong as soon as you walk in, otherwise the medicine shop will be closed and you will not be able to go through. It will not interfere with the timer at all. There are really two potion shops in town, and we'll cut through the primary one in order to get to the hidden one that's behind it. That's the one the old hag shop is operating out of. So the primary potion shop is at the top of the hill, and then run to the left, go through that little entryway, jump down, run up the next steps, and then in the back of this building is the old hag's potion shop. Well, apparently the old hag is upset that he entered the Lost Woods and thinks he may have turned into a monster, since it is said to happen to people who enter the woods. After returning with the new odd potion, we find that our friend, the old fool, is gone, and in his place we find Fado, who says that the man is gone, he's become lost, and turned into a Stalfos. Pretty disturbing. But since the medicine is made of forest mushrooms, we must give it back to her, and in exchange she gives us a poacher's saw that the young guy must have left behind. And then Fado asks us if we're going to turn into Stalfos as well. I certainly hope not. Well, this has become a family affair because now we need to visit the master craftsman himself. Maybe his son had taken the saw from his father when he went to go look for mushrooms in the Lost Woods. We will find him in Gerudo Valley, on the other side of the broken bridge that leads to the Gerudo Fortress. Epona can jump the bridge by running straight at it at full speed. The Master Craftsman has given us a broken Goron sword, but this one was made by Biggoron, who happens to be Meteogoron's brother. He's located on the very top of Death Mountain, where Gabora was hanging out in the past. An easy way to get up there is if you planted a magic bean in Death Mountain Crater, you can play the Bolero of Fire, and then ride the magic flying planet all the way to the top. You must have already freed King Zora from the ice before completing this next part. So Biggoron is much better at making blades than his brother. but his knife is in fact broken, so it does kind of make you wonder. But anyway, hanging out on the top of the erupting volcano apparently has made his eyes water, and King Zora has the curing eye drops. So let's go pay him a visit. So now this quest is getting a bit weird. An eyeball frog? Okay. And the lakeside doctor apparently needs this thing cold. So we have 3 minutes to cross essentially all of Hyrule. Fortunately, Pona will be very useful here. The quickest way through Zora's River is to follow the water. Just watch out for the Octorods. Before you run into the Lakeside Laboratory, I recommend turning Epona around because on this next part, we'll have even less time. So she'll be facing the right direction. So the good doctor here apparently wanted to eat the eyeball frog. Then he was upset that we needed to use it to make eye drops. Oh well. We have 4 minutes to get all the way to the top of Death Mountain. So of course we can't use any of our warp songs. Take Epona as far as the steps leading up to Kakariko Village. It can be very helpful here if you planted the magic bean in front of Dodongo's cavern. But it is doable without it. After avoiding all the Tick-Tites and the rolling boulders here on Death Mountain Trail, here's where that magic bean can be extremely helpful. Because it will take us all the way up to this upper ledge. And then from here we're running. As you approach the final wall, we will need to climb to reach the top. There are 3 statulas to deal with and a Tick-Tite on the upper ledge that jumped off here and took me by surprise. From here you can get a good shot at all 3. If you don't take them out prior to trying to climb the wall, they will most likely knock you off. Well, after doing all of this, man, I sure hope these eye drops work. Alright, now that Biggoron's eyes are clear, he can see again. We just need 3 days to pass. Playing Sun Song a bunch of times will work. Alright, so we turn in our claim check, and we get the Biggoron sword! Unlike the knife, this blade was forged by a master and will not break. It does double the damage of the master sword and has a longer reach. It's so big though, it does preclude you from using your shield at the same time. Let me know in the comment section which one you prefer to use, and thank you so much for watching.